Marcus! I finally decided on my thesis topic, and you're going to think I'm crazy, but hear me out.
Oh God, what now? Please tell me you're not doing something about, like, alien abductions or Bigfoot lol.
Actually, it's about Woodlands National Park. I've been researching media coverage of incidents there, and something is seriously wrong with the reporting.
Woodlands? That place up north? What kind of incidents?
Deaths, disappearances, bear attacks that don't add up. Look at these headlines I found from the past 5 years. 3 different papers reporting the same bear attack, but with completely different details.
Are you really serious about it?
And get this, the witness descriptions don't match any known bear behavior. One survivor said the bear was walking upright and made sounds like screaming.
Okay, that is weird. Bears don't really do that. Wait, let me look this up.
I've been diving deep into this for weeks. The more I research, the more inconsistencies I find. Missing hikers whose cases get closed way too quickly.
Dude, we're not gonna believe what I'm finding on Reddit.
What did you find?
There's a whole conspiracy theory thread about national parks and government cover-ups. They're saying some parks are used for experiments or something.
Marcus, I need you to focus. This isn't conspiracy theory stuff. This is legitimate journalism. I'm looking at actual news reports with verifiable inconsistencies.
No, listen. Someone posted budget docs showing millions going to something called Dire Corp for biological containment services at various national parks, including Woodlands.
Dire Corp? I haven't seen that name in any of my research. Can you send me the link?
Scroll down to the part about the budget allocations. This is from like a Gov transparency site, so it's legit.
Holy shit, Marcus. This is exactly the kind of thing I need for my thesis. Government contracts, media manipulation, public safety cover-ups.
Riley, no. I know that tone. You're getting that investigative journalist look. Aren't you?
Dr. Chen is going to love this angle. Media ethics, government transparency, public accountability. This could actually get published.
Riley, please. Tell me you're not thinking of actually going there.
I already booked a campsite for next week.
What? Riley, no, absolutely not. Did you not just read about people disappearing?
Marcus, I'm a journalism major. I can't write a thesis about media cover-ups without doing actual field investigation. I need primary sources. Besides, I'll be careful. I'm staying in the main camping areas, following all safety protocols, and I'll check in with you every day.
This is such a bad idea. What if whatever happened to those other people happens to you?
You're being paranoid. Yes, there have been incidents, but that's exactly why this story needs to be told. The public has a right to know if parks aren't as safe as they claim.
Okay, but what if it's not just unsafe? What if there's actually something fucked up going on? Like, what if the government really is covering something up?
Then that makes it an even more important story. Journalists have investigated dangerous situations before. This is what we do.
Goat, we're so stubborn. At least wait until I can research more about this Dire Corp thing. And maybe we should tell Dr. Chen about what I've found.
You can research all you want, but I'm not postponing this trip. I've already arranged time off work and coordinated with the park for research access.
Research access? What does that mean?
I contacted them about my thesis project, and they said they'd be happy to provide official information and arrange interviews with park staff.
Riley, that sounds exactly like what someone would do if they wanted to control the narrative. Or walking right into their hands.
Or they're just being cooperative because they have nothing to hide. Not everything is a conspiracy, Marcus.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Look, I appreciate you worrying about me, but this is my career we're talking about. A thesis like this could open doors for me in investigative journalism.
Fine, but are gonna check in every day. And if anything weird happens, even slightly weird, leave immediately.
I promise I'll be careful. And yes, I'll text you constantly. You know how I get when I'm nervous anyway.
I'm gonna keep researching this Dire Corp thing. If I find anything actually scary. Or coming home, whether you like it or not.
Deal. But Marcus, don't go down any conspiracy rabbit holes while I'm gone. I need you thinking clearly, not panicking about government alien experiments or whatever.
I make no promises.
I love you too, little brother. I'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen at a national park?
Famous last words, Riley. Literally famous last words.
Dr. Chen, I wanted to bring you into this conversation because I need academic perspective on my thesis proposal.
Good afternoon, Riley. I'm intrigued. What's the topic you've settled on?
Media manipulation in national park incident reporting, specifically focusing on Woodlands National Park. I found significant inconsistencies in how deaths and disappearances are covered.
Dr. Chen, she wants to actually go there. Please talk some sense into her.
Slow down, both of you. Riley, this sounds like it could be a fascinating study in media ethics and institutional communication. What kind of inconsistencies are we discussing?
Conflicting witness testimonies that never get follow-up coverage, official statements that contradict physical evidence, and a pattern of cases being closed without proper investigation.
This documentation looks thorough. However, I'm concerned about the methodology you're proposing. Field investigation at the site itself seems unnecessary and potentially dangerous.
Thank you. See, Riley, even Dr. Chen thinks it's dangerous.
But Dr. Chen, good investigative journalism requires primary sources. I can't write about media cover-ups without seeing what's actually being covered up.
There are ways to conduct primary research without physical fieldwork. Document analysis, interviews with former employees, FOIA requests for incident reports.
Also, Dr. Chen, check this out. Sends multiple conspiracy forum links. There's got contracts with something called Dyer Corp for biological containment at national parks.
Marcus, I appreciate your research enthusiasm, but we need to distinguish between credible sources and internet speculation. These forums are not academically viable.
But what about the budget documents, though? Those are from official Gov transparency sites.
These budget allocations are interesting. Dyer Corp does appear to have legitimate government contracts, though the services described are vague.
See? There's definitely something worth investigating here. And I can't investigate it from my dorm room.
Riley, even if there are legitimate concerns about transparency, your safety must be the priority. These parks can be dangerous under normal circumstances.
Dr. Chen, did you see the part about people literally disappearing? Like not just getting lost, but gone.
I've reviewed Riley's research on the missing persons cases. The statistical anomaly is noteworthy, but correlation doesn't necessarily indicate deliberate cover-up.
But it indicates something worth investigating. This could be groundbreaking research if I can prove systematic media manipulation by government agencies.
I understand your ambition, and this topic could indeed make an excellent thesis. However, I strongly recommend focusing on document analysis rather than field investigation.
Riley, listen to her, please. She has like actual degrees and stuff.
I've already booked the camping reservation and arranged research access with the park. I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow? Riley, this seems quite rushed. Proper field research requires extensive preparation and safety protocols.
I've been preparing for weeks. I have all the safety equipment. I've studied the area maps. And I'll be staying in designated camping areas only.
What if something happens to you out there? What if whatever happened to those missing people happens to you?
If you're determined to proceed despite my reservations, I insist on certain conditions. Daily check-ins, GPS tracking enabled on your phone, and immediate departure if you encounter anything unusual.
Those conditions are completely reasonable. I was planning to do all of that anyway.
Additionally, I want you to document everything meticulously. Photos of all official materials, recordings of conversations with staff, detailed notes about any inconsistencies you observe.
And if anything weird happens, anything, she'll leave immediately, right?
Yes, Marcus. I promise if I feel unsafe at any point, I'll leave immediately. This is academic research, not some dangerous adventure.
Very well. I'll support this research under those conditions. Send me copies of any official documents or materials you collect. I can help analyze them from an academic perspective.
I'm not happy about this, but at least Dr. Chen will be monitoring the situation too.
Thank you both. I really think this could be important work. The public deserves to know if their safety is being compromised for other agendas.
Just remember, Riley, the best investigative journalism prioritizes truth over sensationalism. Document facts, not assumptions.
And prioritize not dying over everything else.
I love you guys. I'll be in touch constantly. What could possibly go wrong at a national park? Dr. Chen, I made it to Woodlands safely. The drive was longer than expected, but I'm settled in at the visitor center now.
Good to hear you arrived without incident. How are the initial impressions? Is the park staff being cooperative with your research?
Very cooperative, almost surprisingly so. But some of the official materials they gave me are odd. Let me send you photos of these brochures. These warnings are way more detailed and frightening than any park brochure I've ever seen. They're talking about creature encounters and emergency protocols, like they're expecting attacks.
Those are indeed unusual. Most park materials focus on prevention rather than emergency response procedures. The language seems designed to frighten rather than educate.
Right? And when I mentioned to the rangers that I'm a journalism student researching park safety, they got visibly nervous. Like fidgety and kept looking at each other.
That reaction suggests they've been briefed on how to handle media inquiries. Not necessarily sinister, but worth noting in your research.
There's more. They have these information kiosks with videos I've never seen at other parks. The content is all about creature safety protocols and proper reporting procedures.
Can you describe the specific content of these videos? The terminology creature, rather than wildlife, is particularly interesting from a linguistic analysis perspective.
The videos show silhouettes of things that don't look like any animals I recognize. Tall bipedal shapes. And they keep emphasizing that visitors should report unusual encounters immediately to authorized personnel only.
That phrasing suggests they want to control information flow. Authorized personnel only typically indicates institutional information management rather than public safety.
I tried to photograph one of the video screens, but a ranger immediately came over and said photography of educational materials wasn't permitted without special clearance.
Did they explain what constitutes special clearance? That restriction seems unnecessarily limiting for public educational content.
They said I'd need to apply through their research liaison office for permission to document any official park materials. The whole process seems designed to create bureaucratic delays.
Riley, I want you to be extremely careful about how you approach this documentation. If they're being restrictive about photography, they may be monitoring your activities more closely than typical.
I'm being cautious. But the scientific information in these brochures contains several factual errors about local wildlife behavior and habitat ranges.
Can you give me specific examples? Factual inaccuracies in official materials could indicate either incompetence or deliberate misinformation.
The brochure claims black bears in this region can reach heights of 8 to 9 feet when standing, which is significantly larger than documented populations. And it describes vocalizations that don't match known bear communication patterns.
Those discrepancies are significant. Black bears typically reach 5 to 6 feet maximum when upright. Document everything you can, but be discreet about it.
I'm also noticing that other visitors seem unusually quiet and nervous. Not the typical excited camping atmosphere you'd expect.
Environmental psychology suggests that institutional messaging can significantly impact visitor behavior. If the park is promoting fear-based messaging, it would naturally affect the general atmosphere.
Should I try to interview some of the other campers? Get their perspectives on the park's safety information?
Yes, but approach it casually. Present yourself as a curious visitor rather than a researcher. People are more likely to share honest opinions when they don't feel they're being formally interviewed.
Good point. I'll work on building natural conversations around the campfire tonight.
Excellent. And Riley, please send me copies of any official materials you manage to obtain, even if you have to transcribe them rather than photograph them.
Will do. I have a feeling this is going to be more complex than I initially thought.
That's often the case with good investigative work. Trust your instincts, but prioritize your safety above all else.
Thanks for the support, Dr. Chen. I'll check in again tomorrow with more findings.
Hey, are you the guy who posted on ERR cryptid sightings about Woodlands National Park under the username WhistleblowerX?
Who's asking? Why do you want to know?
My sister is at Woodlands right now, doing research for her college thesis. She's investigating weird stuff that's been happening there, and I'm freaking out.
Your sister needs to leave. Immediately, not joking around.
Wait, what? Why? What do you know about that place?
Can't discuss this openly. Too many people monitoring these conversations. Your sister is in real danger.
Dude, you're scaring me. She just got there yesterday and she's texting me about weird brochures and nervous park rangers.
What kind of brochures? Describe them exactly.
Something about creature safety protocols and warnings about attacks that don't sound like normal wildlife stuff. She sent me pics, but they look fake almost.
Those aren't supposed to be shown to regular visitors. If she's seeing those materials, they're already watching her.
Watching her? What the hell does that mean?
I used to work there. Quit 2 years ago after seeing things I shouldn't have. People who ask too many questions have accidents.
You worked at Woodlands. As what?
Park ranger for 3 years. Loved the job until I started noticing patterns. Missing hikers whose cases got closed too fast. Incident reports that didn't match what I witnessed.
Holy shit, you're legit. Okay, what exactly is going on there? My sister mentioned some company called Dire Corp.
How does she know about Dire Corp? That name isn't supposed to be public knowledge.
I found government budget documents showing contracts between Dire Corp and national parks for biological containment services.
Jesus Christ, you've been digging deep. This is worse than I thought.
What is Dire Corp? What are they containing?
Private military contractor. They handle situations that regular park service can't manage or won't admit exist.
What kind of situations? You mean like dangerous animals?
Not exactly animals, not anymore. Experiments that got loose, maybe. Or things that were never meant to exist.
Experiments? Like what kind of experiments?
I don't know for sure. Above my clearance level when I worked there. But I saw things in the deep woods that shouldn't exist.
Can you be more specific? My sister is out there right now.
Tall things that moved wrong. Sounds at night that made your blood freeze. And the cleanup crews that came after incidents. Took this photo secretly during my last month working there. Never showed it to anyone until now. Your sister needs to see this and leave immediately.
What the fuck is that thing?
I don't know, but there are more of them. And they're getting bolder.
Why didn't you report this? Go to the media or something?
Who would believe it? And the people who run that place have connections everywhere? Local cops, federal agencies, media outlets.
So what happened to the other people who found out about this stuff?
Some got recruited into the cover-up. Threats against their families usually convinced people to stay quiet. Others had accidents.
Accidents in quotes doesn't sound good.
Bear attacks that leave no tracks. Hiking accidents in areas with perfect weather conditions. People who fall into ravines they were nowhere near.
How do I get my sister out of there?
She can't just leave suddenly. They'll know something spooked her. Has to look natural or they might take action.
What do you mean take action?
Best case scenario, they recruit her. Make her part of the cover-up through threats or bribes. Worst case, she becomes another statistic.
There has to be something we can do. Some way to expose this.
Tamerna, I've been trying for 2 years. Every time I get close to going public, something happens. My car breaks down, I lose my job. People I care about get threatened.
What if we contact outside authorities? FBI or something?
Dire Corp has government contracts. That means they have people in those agencies too. Can't trust anyone in official positions.
So we're just supposed to let them keep doing whatever they're doing?
I've been documenting everything I can remember. Keeping evidence in multiple secure locations. Waiting for the right moment to blow this open.
Maybe this is the right moment. My sister is already investigating them. She could be the outside perspective we need.
Or she could be the final mistake that gets us all killed.
We can't just abandon her. She's family.
I understand. I had a partner who died because of what's in those woods. Guilt has been eating me alive for 2 years.
Then help me save her. You know, the park better than anyone.
If I help you, I'm putting myself at serious risk. They'll know I'm involved when things start going wrong.
Please, man. She's the only family I have left. Our parents died in a car accident when I was 15.
But we do this carefully and we do it smart.
What's the plan?
First, I need to know exactly where your sister is staying, what areas she's planning to investigate, and most importantly, who she's talked to at the park.
She mentioned being invited to some kind of special park orientation for researchers.
No. That's how they identify potential problems. She's walking right into their control system.
When is this orientation supposed to happen?
Usually within the first few days. If she hasn't had it yet, we might still have time to extract her.
Extract her how?
I still have contacts inside. People who are trapped like I was but want out. Maybe we can coordinate something.
You guys are not going to believe what I found deeper in the park today. I went off the main trail just a little bit and discovered something incredible.
Riley, please tell me you didn't go off trail alone. That's like rule number 1 of not dying in the wilderness.
Riley, I specifically advised you to stay in designated areas. What did you find that was worth compromising your safety?
I found abandoned camping equipment scattered around a clearing about 2 miles from the main trail. Tents, backpacks, sleeping bags, all damaged but not by weather. Look at this photo. This isn't normal wear and tear or animal damage. The tears in the fabric look deliberate, almost like something was searching through everything.
The damage patterns in these images are concerning. They don't appear consistent with typical scavenger behavior or environmental degradation.
Riley, this is exactly what Alex warned me about. People leave equipment behind when bad things happen to them.
Alex? Who's Alex? Marcus, what aren't you telling me?
Former park ranger who quit after seeing weird stuff. He's been helping me research what's really going on there.
Marcus, you contacted a former employee without consulting me? We discussed the importance of maintaining academic integrity in this research.
Wait, hold on. You've been talking to someone who actually worked here and you didn't tell me? What did he say?
He said people who ask too many questions have accidents, and that you need to leave immediately before something happens.
That's ridiculous. I'm following all safety protocols and I'm not doing anything dangerous. Just documenting inconsistencies like any good journalist would.
Riley, the equipment damage in your photos does warrant concern. Have you reported this discovery to park authorities?
Not yet, but there's more. I found markings on the trees around the campsite that look like massive claw marks, but they're too high and too deep for any known animal in this region.
Riley, get out of there right now. Those marks look exactly like what Alex described.
Marcus, you're being paranoid. These could be from bears standing on their hind legs, or maybe equipment damage from fallen trees. There might be a logical explanation.
I have to agree with Marcus's concern, Riley. The claw pattern analysis suggests an animal significantly larger than native species in that region.
You're both overreacting. Yes, it's unusual, but that's exactly why this story is important. Someone needs to document these anomalies.
It's not anomalies, Riley. It's danger. Real, actual danger that could get you killed.
I spent my first night camping, and the worst thing that happened was some weird howling sounds around 2 a.m. Probably just coyotes or wolves.
What did these vocalizations sound like specifically? Wolves have been extinct in that region for over 50 years.
That's what made it strange. It didn't sound like any animal calls I've heard before. More like screaming, but not human screaming either.
Riley, please listen to yourself. You're describing exactly the kind of shit that happens before people disappear.
I'm not disappearing anywhere. I'm conducting legitimate research, and I'm finally getting breakthrough material for my thesis.
Riley, I strongly recommend you contact park authorities about both the abandoned equipment and the unusual vocalizations. This information should be reported for safety reasons.
Actually, I have some good news on that front. The park staff invited me to participate in a special orientation program for researchers tomorrow morning.
No. Riley, that's the trap Alex warned me about. They use that orientation to identify and control people who know too much.
Marcus, you're being ridiculous. It's a legitimate educational program. They want to show me restricted areas and provide additional resources for my research.
This orientation wasn't mentioned in your initial communications with the park. When did they extend this invitation?
After I mentioned finding the abandoned campsite. They said it's important for researchers to understand proper protocols for handling unusual discoveries.
Riley, listen to me very carefully. Alex said this is exactly how they trap people. They offer special access. Then make sure you never leave.
You're both being dramatic. This is exactly the kind of insider access that will make my thesis stand out. I'll have official sources and documented evidence.
Riley, I insist you decline this orientation until we can verify its legitimacy through proper academic channels.
I'm sorry, but I disagree. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get behind-the-scenes access for my research. I can't pass this up.
If you go to that orientation tomorrow, we're gonna disappear. Please, Riley, just trust me on this one thing.
I'm not going to disappear. I'm going to get the story that exposes whatever is really happening here. Isn't that what investigative journalism is about?
There's a difference between thorough investigation and reckless endangerment, Riley. Your safety must take precedence over any story.
I appreciate both of you caring about me, but I'm an adult and I can make my own decisions. I'm attending the orientation tomorrow.
Riley, please. I'm literally begging you. Don't do this.
I'll check in with you both tomorrow evening and tell you all about what I learned. You'll see that you were worried over nothing.
Your sister mentioned the special orientation to her group chat, didn't she? I can tell by how panicked your messages got.
Yes, she's going tomorrow morning. She thinks it's a legitimate research opportunity. How do I stop her?
The orientation is how they identify whistleblowers and potential threats. Once someone goes through that process, they either join the cover-up or disappear.
What exactly happens during this orientation?
They take researchers to restricted areas, show them things that aren't supposed to exist, then explain why keeping quiet is in everyone's best interest.
And if people refuse to keep quiet?
Hiking accidents, bear attacks, equipment failures that result in fatal falls. Always something that looks completely natural.
There has to be a way to warn her without making it obvious we know what's going on.
Cell service in the orientation areas is deliberately jammed. Once she goes in tomorrow morning, we lose all contact until they decide to let her out.
How long do these orientations usually last?
Depends on how cooperative the person is. Some people come back the same day completely changed. Others take weeks of intensive research collaboration.
Intensive research collaboration sounds like brainwashing.
More like systematic intimidation and control. They show people classified footage of what happens to non-cooperative researchers. Very effective psychological warfare.
Alex, I need you to tell me exactly what's in those woods. My sister deserves to know what she's walking into.
I only saw fragments during my time there. Things that moved like people but weren't shaped right. Sounds that made every instinct scream to run. And cleanup operations that erased all evidence. This is from a security camera I managed to access before they changed all the codes. Taken 3 weeks before I quit.
Jesus Christ. What are those things?
Best guess is failed experiments. Genetic manipulation or biological weapons testing gone wrong. But they're intelligent and they're territorial.
How many people know about this?
More than you'd think. Every ranger who's worked there more than 6 months knows something's wrong. But most are too scared to talk.
What about the higher-ups? Park Service Administration.
Completely compartmentalize. Local management reports to Dire Corps liaisons. Federal Park Service gets sanitized reports that hide everything.
So the people running the national park system don't know?
Some suspect, but they're kept out of the loop deliberately. Plausible deniability for when this eventually comes out.
You really think this will come out someday?
Has to eventually. Too many people involved and too many witnesses still alive. Question is, how many more people die before that happens?
Is there any way to extract my sister before the orientation?
Not without alerting them that she has outside support, which would put her in immediate danger.
So we just let her walk into their trap?
I might have one contact left inside who could help, but reaching out to him puts everyone at risk, including your sister.
What kind of risk are we talking about?
If they realize there's an organized effort to expose them, they'll accelerate their timeline and eliminate all potential witnesses, including your sister.
But if we do nothing, she's dead anyway, right?
Not necessarily. Some people do get recruited successfully and live normal lives afterward. They just can't ever talk about what they've seen.
You mean she could survive, but she'd have to become part of the cover-up?
Exactly. Cooperate fully and keep quiet forever, or face the consequences.
That's not really living, though, is it? That's just being a prisoner who happens to be walking around free.
It's survival, Marcus. Sometimes that's the best you can hope for.
No, I refuse to accept that. There has to be another option.
The only other option is full exposure. Leak everything we know to multiple media outlets simultaneously. Create too much attention for them to silence everyone.
Would that work?
Maybe, but it would also paint a target on everyone involved, including your sister who's already inside their perimeter.
What if we wait until after her orientation? See if they recruit her, or if something worse happens.
If something worse happens, there won't be anything left to save. And if they recruit her, she'll never be the same person again.
God, this is impossible. Every option either gets her killed or destroys her life.
Welcome to why I've been stuck in limbo for 2 years. Every move I consider could make things worse.
Maybe it's time to stop being careful. Maybe it's time to burn it all down.
Are you prepared for the consequences of that decision? Because once we start, there's no going back.
I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to save my sister.
Then we need to move fast. And we need to be smarter than they are.
Marcus, I wanted to update you on how the orientation went today. It was truly eye-opening, and I understand now why proper protocols are so important for researcher safety.
Riley, that doesn't sound like how we usually text. Are you okay? Did something happen during the orientation?
I'm perfectly fine. Thank you for your concern. The park staff has been absolutely wonderful and very accommodating to my research needs. They've provided excellent guidance on responsible reporting practices.
Responsible reporting practices? Riley, you sound like a press release. What happened to her thesis about media cover-ups?
After speaking with the knowledgeable staff here, I've realized that my initial research focus may have been misguided. There are very good reasons why certain information is handled carefully by park authorities.
Riley. Or scaring me. Or writing like a completely different person. What did they show in that orientation?
The orientation was very informative. I learned about the complex challenges of managing public safety in wilderness areas, and the importance of supporting conservation efforts rather than sensationalizing isolated incidents.
Isolated incidents? Yesterday you were calling them systematic cover-ups. What changed overnight?
I've gained a more mature perspective on the situation. Sometimes what appears to be inconsistency is actually careful consideration of public welfare and safety protocols. Here's a photo from today's collaborative research session. As you can see, I'm working very productively with the dedicated park team.
Riley, her eyes in this photo look terrified. Are you being forced to send these messages?
That's an absurd suggestion, Marcus. I'm simply focused on conducting thorough and responsible research. The park environment can be quite intense, which might affect my appearance in photographs.
If we're in trouble, just send me the word banana in our next message. If we're safe and this is really you, then don't mention bananas at all.
I appreciate your concern, but there's really no need for dramatic codes or signals. I'm conducting important research and learning a great deal about effective conservation strategies.
Riley, please just answer me directly. Did they threaten you? Are you being watched right now?
The park staff has been nothing but supportive and professional. They've offered me an extended research collaboration opportunity that could be very beneficial for my academic career.
Extended collaboration? Riley, you're supposed to come home in 3 days. What kind of extended collaboration?
The research opportunities here are more extensive than I initially realized. I may need to extend my stay to properly document all the valuable information I'm gathering.
Riley, if you extend her stay, I'm calling the police. Something is seriously wrong with how we're acting.
Please don't involve outside authorities in my academic work, Marcus. That would be inappropriate and could interfere with legitimate research partnerships I'm developing here.
Legitimate research partnerships? Riley, you came there to expose cover-ups, not join them.
My perspective has evolved as I've gained access to more complete information. Sometimes initial assumptions need to be revised when presented with additional context and evidence.
What evidence? What did they show her that changed her mind so completely?
I've been shown comprehensive documentation that explains many of the apparent inconsistencies I was researching. The situation is more complex than it initially appeared from outside analysis. Here I am reviewing important research materials that provide crucial context for understanding park management decisions.
I can see any actual information in those documents. They're all blacked out or blurry.
Some research materials contain sensitive information that must be handled appropriately. What's important is that I'm gaining access to authoritative sources for my academic work.
Riley, this is insane. Yesterday you were excited about exposing corruption. Now we're talking like their spokesperson.
Academic integrity requires being open to revising hypotheses when presented with contradictory evidence, Marcus. That's simply good scholarship.
Good scholarship doesn't completely change someone's personality overnight. Something happened to you in that orientation.
I've simply matured in my understanding of complex institutional relationships and the importance of responsible journalism that considers broader public interest.
Riley, if you can hear me under whatever they did to you, I love you and I'm not giving up. Alex and I are gonna get you out of there.
I'm not sure who Alex is, but I hope you understand that I'm exactly where I need to be for my research. Please trust my academic judgment on this matter.
I don't trust anything about this situation. We're not coming home, are you?
I'll be in touch when my research collaboration here reaches appropriate milestones. Thank you for understanding the importance of this academic opportunity.
Dr. Chen, I need to add someone to this chat. Alex is the former park ranger who's been helping me research Woodlands. Riley is in serious trouble.
Marcus, what's happened? I haven't heard from Riley since yesterday morning, and her last thesis draft was completely different from her previous work.
Dr. Chen, I presume. Your student walked into exactly the trap I warned about. The orientation got her.
I'm sorry, but who are you exactly? Marcus mentioned a former ranger, but I need to verify your credibility before discussing sensitive information about my student.
Alex Morrison, former Woodlands Ranger, 2019-2021. Badge number 4471 if you want to verify with Park Service. Though they'll tell you I quit for personal reasons.
Dr. Chen, Riley has been texting me, but it's not her. Completely different writing style and personality. She sounds like a robot repeating park propaganda.
I noticed the same concerning changes in her recent academic submissions. Her writing has become formal and institutionalized, lacking her usual analytical voice.
That's the pattern I've seen before. They break people down psychologically, then rebuild them as cooperative assets. Takes about 24-48 hours of intensive conditioning.
Are you suggesting some form of coercive persuasion or brainwashing? That seems rather extreme even for a government cover-up scenario.
Dr. Chen, look at these screenshots from Riley's messages. Today I sent you by DM. Tell me this sounds like the same person who was excited about exposing corruption yesterday.
The linguistic analysis is quite disturbing. Her syntax, vocabulary choice, and sentence structure have completely transformed. This level of change typically requires significant psychological intervention.
They use a combination of sleep deprivation, isolation, and psychological pressure. Show people footage of what happens to non-cooperative researchers. Very effective in breaking down resistance.
Alex said some people get recruited and live normal lives if they cooperate. But Riley would never be the same person. Is that really better than the alternative?
We cannot simply accept that Riley has been psychologically compromised. There must be legal recourse available for situations involving coercion and unlawful detention.
Doctor, I appreciate your faith in the system, but DireCorps has connections throughout federal law enforcement. Local authorities are completely compromised.
What if we go to the media? Leak everything we know to multiple outlets simultaneously.
Media exposure could be effective, but we'd need substantial evidence to overcome the credibility gap. Conspiracy theories about government experiments are often dismissed without verification.
I have documentation from my time there. Incident reports that were falsified. Budget allocations for equipment that doesn't officially exist. Photographs of things that shouldn't exist.
Why haven't you released this stuff before now?
Because every time I got close to going public, something happened. My apartment was broken into. My car had mysterious mechanical failures. People I cared about received anonymous threats.
If we're going to pursue media exposure, we need to coordinate carefully. Riley's safety must be our primary concern throughout any disclosure process.
Her safety? Dr. Chen, she's already been brainwashed or whatever. How much more unsafe can she get?
If they realize there's organized resistance to their operation, they'll accelerate their timeline and eliminate all potential witnesses, including Riley.
So we're caught between allowing Riley to remain psychologically compromised or risking her physical elimination by exposing the situation?
Exactly why I've been paralyzed for 2 years. Every option leads to terrible outcomes.
Maybe we need to think about extraction. physically removing Riley from the park before they can complete whatever they're doing to her.
Extraction would require insider help and detailed knowledge of park security, both of which I might be able to provide, but it's incredibly dangerous.
Are we seriously discussing what amounts to a rescue operation from a national park? This sounds increasingly like vigilante action rather than proper legal recourse.
Proper legal recourse isn't going to help Riley. She's trapped in there with things that shouldn't exist, being psychologically tortured by people with government connections.
I still have one contact inside who might help, but reaching out to him exposes everyone to additional risk, including Riley if they realize she has outside support.
What kind of timeline are we working with? How long before Riley's psychological conditioning becomes irreversible?
Based on previous cases I witnessed, complete personality restructuring usually takes 5-7 days. After that, people become genuinely cooperative rather than just compliant.
So we have maybe 3 days before Riley is gone forever?
3 days before the person you knew as Riley is gone forever. The body would still be alive, but everything that made her who she was would be erased.
This is beginning to sound like science fiction rather than realistic psychology. Are we certain we're not overreacting to what might be normal institutional pressure?
Dr. Chen Riley asked about conspiracy theories last week. Yesterday, she wanted to expose government cover-ups. Today, she's praising responsible journalism and conservation partnerships.
Doctor, I understand your skepticism, but I've seen this transformation happen to 3 other researchers during my time there. None of them were ever the same afterward.
If what you're both describing is accurate, then we're facing a situation that requires immediate federal intervention. This goes beyond academic misconduct into human rights violations.
How do we get federal intervention when Alex says Dyer Corp has people throughout the government?
We need someone outside their sphere of influence. Maybe international human rights organizations, or investigative journalists with no connections to government agencies.
I have contacts at several major universities with connections to international oversight bodies. Perhaps we could frame this as an academic freedom violation.
While we're making contacts, Riley is getting her brain rewired. We need to do something now.
Marcus is right about timing, but we also can't rush into something that gets everyone killed, including Riley.
What if we try multiple approaches simultaneously? Media exposure, federal contacts, and international oversight while also planning potential extraction options?
That might work if we coordinate carefully. But once we start this process, there's no going back. They'll know we're actively working against them.
They probably already know. Riley mentioned me by name in her messages. They've got to be monitoring everything.
Which means we're all already targets. Might as well go down fighting.
Then we need to move quickly and decisively. I'll reach out to my contacts while you two coordinate the more direct intervention approaches.
Alex, what do you need from me for the extraction plan?
Detailed information about Riley's current location within the park, communication schedules with her handlers, and backup plans for when everything goes wrong.
Guys, the park just contacted me directly through some automated system. They know way too much about me, and they're giving me the runaround about talking to Riley.
They contacted you? That's highly irregular. Park services don't typically initiate contact with family members unless there's been an incident.
This is bad, Marcus. They only contact families when they're preparing the final stage. Damage control before complete elimination of the problem.
They said Riley will be out of communication for another 48-72 hours. Then she'll contact me when her research phase is complete.
That timeline is suspiciously specific. Academic research doesn't operate on such precise schedules, especially fieldwork in wilderness areas.
72 hours is their standard timeline for complete psychological reconditioning. After that, Riley won't need to be monitored because she'll be genuinely cooperative.
They also somehow know my gaming username and university class schedule. Riley never would have given them that information.
That level of personal information gathering suggests systematic surveillance rather than normal emergency contact protocols. This is becoming increasingly concerning from a legal standpoint.
They've been watching all of us since we started asking questions, probably monitoring our communications and tracking our movements.
So we're all targets now, not just Riley?
Anyone who knows about their operation becomes a liability. They'll eliminate the threat one way or another.
I've been attempting to reach my federal contacts, but I'm encountering unusual delays and non-responses. People who normally reply within hours haven't acknowledged my messages.
That's their influence network activating. They're isolating us from potential help while they finish with Riley.
Alex, what about your inside contact? Can we still reach them for extraction help?
I tried yesterday but got no response. Either he's been compromised or he's too scared to risk contact.
What if we attempt direct media contact? Bypass government channels entirely and go straight to investigative journalists?
Do you have connections to journalists who would actually believe this story?
I know several academic colleagues who work with investigative reporters on government accountability stories. The challenge is providing sufficient evidence quickly enough.
I can provide documentation, but once we go public, we're all marked for elimination. Including Riley if she's still salvageable.
Maybe she's not salvageable anymore. Maybe the best we can do is expose this, so it doesn't happen to other people.
I refuse to accept that Riley is beyond help. There must be psychological intervention techniques that can reverse coercive conditioning.
Doctor, I've seen what they do to people's minds. After 72 hours, there's usually nothing left of the original personality to recover.
Then we have less than 3 days to get her out of there. Alex, we need that extraction plan now.
Extraction would require getting past park security, navigating to wherever they're holding her, and getting out alive with someone who might not want to be rescued.
The logistics seem increasingly impossible. Perhaps we should focus on building a legal case for federal intervention.
Federal intervention that could take weeks or months while Riley gets her brain erased? No way, Dr. Chen, we need immediate action.
What if we combine approaches, start the media exposure process while simultaneously planning extraction, create enough noise that they can't just make us all disappear quietly? They're definitely watching all of us.
No more hoping the system will save us. We go in and get Riley ourselves.
Marcus, I understand your desperation, but a reckless rescue attempt could get everyone killed, including Riley.
Actually, Marcus might be right. Waiting for official help just gives them time to complete their operation and eliminates Riley permanently.
Alex, do you still have access codes or insider knowledge that could help us get in?
Some security protocols probably haven't changed, and I know the geographical layout better than anyone. But we'd be going in blind about Riley's specific location.
If we're seriously considering this course of action, we need backup plans for when things go wrong. And they will go wrong.
Backup plan is simple. If we get caught, we're dead. If we succeed, we're still probably dead eventually, but maybe Riley lives.
Those odds suck, but doing nothing guarantees Riley is gone forever. At least this way. She has a chance.
What about involving Riley's roommate or other friends? Create a broader support network that's harder for them to silence?
More people means more potential leaks, and more innocent civilians at risk. We keep this contained to just us three.
When do we go? Tonight? Tomorrow?
We need time to gather equipment and plan entry routes. But waiting too long gives them time to finish with Riley. Tomorrow night might be our only window.
I can't believe I'm agreeing to this, but I think you're both right. Official channels have been compromised and Riley's time is running out.
So we're really doing this? Breaking into a national park to rescue my sister from government agents, and whatever else is in those woods.
Marcus, if we do this, there's no going back. Our lives as we knew them are over regardless of whether we succeed or fail.
Then we better make sure we succeed. Riley deserves that much from us.
Okay, what do we need? And how do we coordinate this without them intercepting our communications?
From now on, we meet in person only. They can track digital communications, but face-to-face contact is harder to monitor.
Where and when? We need to finalize this plan before they realize we've moved beyond just asking questions.
Stop looking for what's lost. She belongs to the woods now. Forget or join her.
Who is this? How did you get my number?
We know who you are, Marcus Chen. We know what you're planning. Stop before it's too late.
What are you talking about? What woods? Is this about Riley?
Riley volunteered for important work. She helps us now. You should be proud of her contribution.
Volunteered? She was kidnapped and brainwashed, you sick fucks.
No force was used. She saw the truth and chose to serve, as you will choose when the time comes.
I'm not choosing anything. I'm coming to get my sister back.
You don't understand what lives in the dark places, or how hungry they've become. Riley feeds them information now. We watch you sleep, Marcus.
Are you watching me right now?
Always watching. The things in the woods have many eyes, and they remember every face that threatens them.
What things? What are you hiding in that park?
Not hiding, protecting. The world isn't ready for what evolution has created, but Riley helps us manage the secret.
Riley would never help you willingly. Whatever you did to her isn't permanent.
She came looking for a story. Now she is the story, written in blood and bone and transformation.
Transformation? What did you do to her?
What needed to be done? She understands now that some secrets protect humanity from what they cannot comprehend.
Let me talk to her. If she's really cooperating voluntarily, then she'll tell me herself.
Riley is busy with her new responsibilities. She monitors communications now, screens threats to our operation.
She's monitoring communications? Is Riley reading these messages?
She reads everything, Marcus. Your text history with Alex, your plans with the professor, your pathetic rescue attempts.
Riley, if you're reading this, fight back against whatever they did to you. You're stronger than their conditioning.
She laughs at your delusions. The old Riley died in the orientation. What remains serves a higher purpose.
Higher purpose? You mean serving whatever monsters you're hiding?
Not monsters. The next stage of human development. Accelerated evolution through controlled mutagenesis. This is one of our early success stories. Riley helps us refine the process now, making it more efficient.
Jesus Christ, what is that thing?
The future, Marcus. Unless you prefer extinction. We offer adaptation instead of annihilation.
That's not adaptation, that's an abomination.
Abomination is a relative term. Once you were not even single cells. Adaptation or die, as it has always been.
Riley would never help create those things. She'd die first.
She almost did die. The conditioning process is strenuous, but her mind proved remarkably adaptable.
Conditioning process? You mean torture?
Education, enlightenment, preparation for what's coming. You can join her, Marcus.
Never. I'd rather die than become whatever you turned her into.
Death can be arranged, but it won't be quick. The hunger you've awoken requires feeding.
What hunger? Are you threatening me?
Warning. You and your conspirators have drawn attention. The woods are waking up, and they remember who disobeyed.
Alex was right. You're all insane and you're going to pay for what you did to Riley.
Alex will pay first, then the professor, then you, unless you choose cooperation.
Go to hell.
We've already been there, Marcus, and we brought something back with us. Something that's very interested in meeting you.
Guys, we need to move now. Something contacted me through corrupted messages, saying Riley is helping them monitor our communications.
Contacted you how? What kind of messages?
Weird symbols and glitched text, claiming Riley volunteered to help them, and that she's reading all our conversations. They showed me photos of some kind of mutated creature.
Shit, they're accelerating the timeline. If they're making direct contact, it means they're preparing to eliminate all witnesses.
This is spiraling beyond anything we can handle ourselves. We need to contact federal authorities immediately, regardless of the risks.
They said Alex will pay first. Then you, then me. We're all targets now.
I'm getting reports from my remaining contacts that security at the park has been increased. Multiple unmarked vehicles arriving throughout the day.
My university office has been visited twice today by people claiming to be conducting routine security assessments. They asked specifically about my recent research inquiries.
They're closing in on all of us. If we're going to rescue Riley, it has to be tonight.
Marcus, I've been trying to reach my inside contact all day. No response. I think he's been compromised or eliminated.
Without inside assistance, attempting infiltration seems like suicide. Perhaps we should focus on creating maximum exposure before they can silence us.
Exposure won't save Riley. She'll be dead or completely brainwashed before any investigation reaches her.
Wait, I'm getting multiple calls from numbers I don't recognize. They keep hanging up when I answer.
Same here. My phone has been ringing constantly with blocked numbers. When I answer, there's only static or strange sounds.
Psychological warfare to keep us on edge and paranoid. They want us making mistakes.
Or they're tracking our locations through the phone pings. We need to ditch our devices and meet in person immediately.
Where can we meet safely? They seem to have surveillance capabilities beyond normal law enforcement.
The old abandoned warehouse on 5th Street. No cameras and multiple exit routes. If we need to run.
I'll head there now, but I'm being followed. Black sedan has been behind me for the last hour.
I see similar vehicles parked outside my apartment building. This level of surveillance suggests they're preparing for coordinated action against us.
Then we stick together from now on. Safety in numbers.
Safety in numbers won't help against what they have in those woods. But at least we can watch each other's backs.
I'm bringing all my documentation and research files. If something happens to us, at least there will be a record of what we discovered.
And I'm bringing weapons. If they want to fight, they'll get one.
Marcus weapons won't help against some of the things I saw at Woodlands. But bring them anyway. Might buy us time to escape.
This conversation is becoming our final testimony, isn't it? We all know we're probably not coming back from this.
Maybe not, but Riley deserves the chance. She's my only family, and I'm not abandoning her.
I owe this to every person who disappeared on my watch, including my partner who died because I was too scared to act.
Then we do this properly. We document everything, create multiple backup copies, and ensure the truth survives even if we don't.
Alex, are you still coming to the warehouse? You haven't responded in 10 minutes.
Alex, please respond. We're worried about your safety.
Dr. Chen, his messages show as delivered, but not read. Something happened to him.
I'm seeing men in suits outside my building now. They're not trying to hide their presence anymore.
They're moving against all of us simultaneously. Dr. Chen, get out of there now.
Too late. They're at my office door. Marcus, you're on your own now. Save Riley if you can. Tell the world what happened here.
Dr. Chen? Dr. Chen, respond. Fuck, they got both of them. I'm the only one left. Riley, I'm coming for you. Whatever they did to Alex and Dr. Chen won't stop me. If anyone finds these messages, know that Woodlands National Park is hiding something that shouldn't exist, and people are dying to keep it secret.
Dear Mr. Jake Thompson, this is an official communication from Woodlands National Park regarding your roommate Marcus Brufford and his sister Riley Brufford.
What? How did you get my number? What happened to Marcus?
We regret to inform you of a tragic hiking accident that occurred during Marcus Brufford's unauthorized visit to dangerous areas of our park yesterday evening.
Hiking accident? Marcus went to look for his sister. He said the park was hiding something and that Riley was in trouble.
Despite extensive search and rescue efforts conducted throughout the night, Mr. Brufford's body was not recovered due to challenging terrain and significant wildlife activity in the incident area.
Wildlife activity? What does that mean? And what about Riley? Marcus said she was being held there against her will.
Riley Brufford has been a valued member of our conservation research team for the past 2 weeks. She has made significant contributions to our ongoing environmental protection initiatives.
Conservation research team? Marcus showed me her messages. She was acting completely different, like she was being controlled or something.
We understand that extended research collaborations can sometimes concern family members unfamiliar with intensive academic fieldwork environments and professional development processes.
What kind of sick joke is this? I'm calling the police. Marcus said people were disappearing and that the park was covering it up. This confirms everything he told me.
We encourage you to honor Marcus and Riley's memory through positive conservation efforts, rather than spreading misinformation about legitimate park operations and research programs.
Misinformation? Marcus documented everything. He had photos and evidence of government cover-ups and experiments.
Unfortunately, grief can sometimes lead to conspiracy theories and unfounded allegations. We recommend seeking professional counseling to process this tragic loss in a healthy manner.
Don't patronize me. I know Marcus wasn't making this up. He was terrified something would happen to him and Riley.
Both Marcus and Riley understood the inherent risks of wilderness research. Their sacrifice helps ensure that future visitors can enjoy our natural resources safely and responsibly.
Sacrifice? You're talking about them like they died for some cause. They were murdered, weren't they?
We categorically deny any allegations of foul play. Woodlands National Park maintains the highest safety standards and follows all federal regulations regarding visitor protection and emergency response.
Then explain why Marcus's phone GPS showed he never even made it to the hiking trails. His last location was the visitor center parking lot.
GPS tracking devices can malfunction in wilderness environments due to atmospheric conditions, terrain interference, and equipment limitations. Such technical failures are unfortunately common.
I'm forwarding all of Marcus's research to every news outlet I can find. People need to know what's really happening at that park.
We respect your desire to honor your roommate's memory. However, we strongly advise against spreading unverified claims that could discourage important conservation tourism and research funding.
Conservation tourism? You mean covering up whatever experiments you're running on people?
Thank you for your concern about park operations. We are confident that time and reflection will help you appreciate the valuable conservation work that Marcus and Riley supported through their contributions.
This conversation is over. I'm going to expose what you did to them.
We understand your grief and wish you well in processing this difficult situation. Please remember Marcus and Riley as passionate advocates for environmental protection and responsible wilderness stewardship.
Go to hell.
Have a pleasant day, Mr. Thompson. We trust you will make positive choices regarding how you honor your friend's legacy and contribution to conservation science.